following presentation of the National Football League.
They love their football in the East Bay, and the NFL has once again returned to Oakland, California. Tonight we start Week 11 of the NFL season with a good one on tap, as it'll be the Blues of St. Louis taking on the Steelers of Oakland.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaunton. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here.
Well, down on the field, they're all thinking the same thing that they do every week, Charles. All the work, all the preparation over the past week, it all leads up to these next 4 quarters.
It's suspenseful now, Brandon, but once that ball is kicked, that ball will go out the window. From then on, it's just time to execute and fight for a win.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. They stay on the ground with Allen. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Over the middle, complete. That's Wallace. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
First down. A gain of 30. First down.
Here's Allen. Down to about the 22 here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field in the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
They'll set up the screen with Davis. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
It's a first down on a gain of 10.
That's another St. Louis first down. First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
They'll run with Allen. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Oh, this one, it may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
That was a heck of an effort to stop him just short of the marker, but now they're going to need another big play on 4th down on defense, I believe, because offensively, they went from 3rd and long.
Look at the replay, but I can throw that flag.
To now it's a go.
And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge.
Previous play is under review.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So winds up a very smart decision to throw the flag. They reset the spot, and now that's a first down. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Allen, touchdown. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Braden Narmison out for the extra point.
And it's good to make it 7-0. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out, their signal caller. Now it is 4th season in the NFL.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Defense gives up a touchdown in the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Vaughn on 1st and 10.
And muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 5.
Like 54.
Now the Michigan man, Khalil Mullins.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50.
7 yards there and a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
On, like 46, like 40, 19.
Running behind center with Vaughn. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
And from the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Levis completes this out wide.
That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage, good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right, you're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
0.
A run with Vaughn out of the gun.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Levis sets up to throw here.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Levis looking to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play. And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
And it's caught. Touchdown.
DK, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steamers respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You have a lot to handle in this one.
Extra point attempt to follow here. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the 1st quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
These 2 teams all tied after 1. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession, as they've got it as we resume action. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Blues offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their 2nd possession. And he's been filling up the stat sheet on a weekly basis, so to no one's surprise, his name sits near the top of the list in terms of most receptions by a wideout this season. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they had things pointing in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight. And that means this game is vital, extremely important, because if they fall 2 games below 500, the road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult.
They keep it on the ground. Allen again.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Now Allen.
He finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Slot man moves right.
Well, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action. Oh, he's going to the line. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10, as they've got things rolling on this drive. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger. Oh, yeah, you got it, you got it.
Back to throw. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal.
That's another St. Louis 1st down. 1st down, St. Louis.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They go play action here on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now a first carry here for the running back. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Back to throw, it's Levis. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Vaughn. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Here comes 3rd and about a foot. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Here's Stout to punt as he boots this one away. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
It's 2nd and inches.
Up the middle to Davis. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Atkins. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
St. Louis, 1st down. 2 yards on the play. 1st down, Blues.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7.
Hello. Magic speaking. What job are you talking about, sir? What's the hours and the pay rate? I'm already in. I'm already in with you guys. I got an interview Tuesday. Thank you, brother. Bye bye. Get it cracked. Slow down, moment.
In motion goes the tight end. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He's able to find Wallace. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a 1st. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
Easy time, man. You have to put together a drive. So we were burning out time.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Back to throw again. Allen here on the screen. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Are you crediting your defense?
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And that is incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Narvis's kick is good.
And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
And here now the offense heading back out there. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10.
Working from the gun, here's Levis. That's to the tight end, Helm.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Levis looking to move him around a bit.
37-yard line.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Completes it to Miller.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Looks like they'll move things around here.
2nd and 5 at the 32-yard line.
Levis. That's complete to DK. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Levis out of the shotgun now.
Gets it off to Freeman.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
As a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now again, it's Levis looking to throw it.
Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Now, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Levis out of the gun on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Steamers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Now for the point after. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So the drive there took 6 plays.
14.
Four seconds, all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando and Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. It's been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up, put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the third quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thank you. And this one's still anybody's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in this second half as we are about to get underway. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. This to the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. Oh, some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Levis back to throw.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Levis to throw it. And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And that will come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Now a play fake here on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Throw left side complete. That's Davis. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
A gain of 5. And a St. Louis first down.
Now a carry for Allen. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Here's 3rd and 9.
Here we go.
Now back to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
First down, Blues.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And to the right side here, it's Allen. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
From the 24 now, here's second down and 7.
Now a handoff up the middle. Allen. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
45 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Back to throw now on first down. Pass incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Here's second and 10.
Inside give to Davis. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up first and goal.
First down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
They'll run. This is Allen. Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. No gain on the play, and it's going to be second and goal.
Ready up. The beans and stuff.
And it's caught. Touchdown.
Wallace
laying himself out in the end zone. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Narbison now for the extra point.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Makes the score Blues.
So that drive spans 13 plays.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together.
They start the drive with Vaughn.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
At the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Levis sets up to throw here.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Vaughn. They have 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Here's Vaughn. They'll run for it.
And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw them off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time, never questioning his mind about going ahead and getting it, despite where they were on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it in my voice when they snapped the ball. I was like, oh, I almost wasn't ready to call the play. I just kept waiting for the timeout offensively.
Again, a run with Vaughn.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now here on EA Sports as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here's Mullins.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 30-yard line.
Levis looking to throw.
What a move.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big play there on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. That's caught at the 2. Touchdown. Chimray DK, his second touchdown of the night. And the Steamers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Point after here coming up.
It's
up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. A 10-play drive that time. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Davis. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
19, Tiger, go.
Now a give right side. It's Diaz. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. He'll drop to throw. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Allen. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Back to throw. That is caught. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
A gain of 10 yards. And a St. Louis first down. It's a gain of 10. First down, Blues.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The slot man in motion right. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 9.
He'll look to throw.
And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Dumps this off underneath. Here's Davis.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's another St. Louis 1st down.
But they're certainly not shied away from throwing the footballs. They've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
They'll set up to throw. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
Let's go now. 70 Lions.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
LaQuint Allen
with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Blues get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Now Narveson for the PAT.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that one a 13-play drive in total.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, you know, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
Looking to put a drive together.
Now Levis.
No.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
And that pick six, that was the first turnover forced by the defense in this ballgame, CD.
And what's even better is when they finally forced one, they kept the effort up and were able to return it for a score. They could hear their defensive coaches saying to them, hey, getting the interception's great. Can you do more with it? Turn it into a big play. And they did exactly that.
Narvison now for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man fighting for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And that last pick six may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the fourth quarter. They need points quickly. And defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
42-yard line.
Play action now. Levis.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense, another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make throws. It's hard enough to do it when the pocket is clear. When you got all those people in front of you, almost impossible to have a good completion percentage.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
At the 27-yard line.
Levis now off of play action. Oh, and for the first time this season, he's intercepted. Picked up by Antonio Johnson.
Picked up real. What happens when you're trying to get him back and put the team back in the game?
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're in control here as they start 1st and 10 and appearing to have righted the ship following that 2-game losing streak. And they work this out past the 25. 74 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
For a St. Louis first down. It's a gain of 23 yards. And a St. Louis.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. And he powers his way up past the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
What a way to kick off week 11. Lost up there in Oakland, though.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for our visitors, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff races. They're back to 500 at 5-5. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they dropped their 7th game on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
ReeceMustSee football.